Rev-Up office numbers are 572-0383 and 572-0215. Rev-Up St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Welcome to Meet the Minister, your inside look at government in action. Tune in every Friday at 10 a.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 97.1 FM for Meet the Minister, a powerful 60-minute conversation with a minister from the SLP government hosted by Jerry Fernelon. Get first-hand insights into the government's policies, programs, and progress as we discuss the issues that matter to you. Stay informed, stay engaged. That's Meet the Minister with Jerry Fernelon, Fridays at 10 a.m. only on Rev-Up St. Lucia 97.1 FM.
And the host of Meet the Minister is Terence Fernelon. Mr. Fernelon, good morning.
Good morning to you, Andre Paul. Good morning to the listeners, the viewers, wherever you are in St. Lucian diaspora.
Good to see you as always.
Oh, we're happy again to be back here. You know, we have had a fantastic jazz festival. We have had a lot of visitors. You know, we have seen the economic activity. But today I'm extremely happy to have the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Jepier. He's not just a Prime Minister, he's my parliamentary representative. He's a man I've voted for time and time again, and I'll vote for every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Yeah, so he's in studio today, and today we're going to cover a few topics. We might zero in specifically the budget and the suite of policy initiatives, but there are other thorny matters that we must take over. The Prime Minister, let me assure the public, he's not hiding. I'm not going to shield him. We're going to open the lines because he's here to take questions. And fortunately, when we came in, we heard the lady on healthcare, and I know this is a burning issue for people: the healthcare, the economy, security. And the Prime Minister is very first. He has. Let me say that again. He's going to hook a few people. He has been the most readied, and I really wanted to read refer to the article by Earl Buske, which justified that statement that he's the most prepared. He has the experience. He has worked in several ministries: infrastructure, tourism, commerce. He has been the deputy prime minister for the longest while, and now he has taken over the reins and the realm of power, and he's now in the studio. And I am extremely pleased. And this morning, we hopefully will have a wonderful discourse. So
Mr. Prime Minister, welcome to Rev-Up St. Lucia. Welcome.
Yes.
Good morning, Andre and Tony downstairs. Good morning, Terry. How are you?
I'm good.
It's the second time I'm coming to the studio. It's the second time. I want to congratulate Andre and Tony. And Tony is a good buddy of mine, and the staff for what you're doing. You've entered into a very competitive field and you're holding your own, so I want to congratulate you for that.
So far, thank you.
Well, tell me, I'm ready for you to ask me.
Yeah, so we're going to have this course today. We have a number of things to speak about, okay? And chief among them, the economy, that is on everybody's mind. And maybe, I'm not sure if in Parliament, although I follow Parliament all the time, I know you have given tidbits of what you found. I remember the former finance bill, there's some construction going on next door. And it's
our apologies.
Yes, so just forgive us. I know the former finance minister said the country was broke. He had left the country in a state. I know you came in 21. What did you find? How did you find? What was the state of the economy then? And maybe we could take it from there, and then we could come down to now, because I think you have created miracles, 4 years of economic growth, and you've been able to dish out a suite of initiatives to benefit the people.
Yeah, well, Terry, let me just make a few things clear. Economies are not measured only on press releases and on WhatsApp groups and on social media.
Yes.
Economies are measured. They're a set of measurements that you take to measure economies.
Right.
They're factual.
Right.
These measures come from various sources: the IMF, the World Bank, the ECCB, and our own Ministry of Finance. Then there is ECLAC, and there are people who measure economies. There are people from universities who measure economies. I mean, this morning I saw an article that says St. Lucia is, I think, the second as the most free economies in the world, ranking after Barbados. Now, I didn't say that. It wasn't something I said. It was something I wrote. I mean, measured as one of the freest economies in terms of to interfere in the way you conduct business. St. Lucia is a third, led by only Barbados and Jamaica. We're the third. The same way we are the world's best honeymoon destination. This is not said by me or by my ministers. They measured, and there are a certain level of criteria by which you do that. So let's go to the economy. Now, I always say to people, when I speak about these issues, I want you to fact check me. I don't want you to tell me things that you think or you heard or somebody tell you. Fact check me.
Right.
After COVID, St. Lucia is one of the countries that had the worst economic decline. Fact. We're not blaming anybody for that fact. The worst economic decline after COVID. So when we took the economy over, St. Lucia was at a primary deficit, at an overall deficit, a primary deficit about 8 or 9%. Greece reached 6%, and they had a massive restructuring. I was faced with the choice of going to the IMF for an IMF resilience program, where the IMF comes in and assists you under certain criteria. I was told that this program will not be as tough as the normal IMF program, because everybody understood that the world had just gone through COVID. So I had to sit down with, in fact, we had big discussions on whether we should go that way, IMF resilience program. Other countries in the region went. So I sat with the officials in the Ministry of Finance, and Angie, I tell you something, yeah? I believe in the intellect of St. Lucia and St. Lucians. They are fantastic people in the Ministry of Finance. They are fantastic people at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. They are fantastic people at the CDB. These people are West Indians, some of them St. Lucians. So we sat and we decided, would we go in a resilience program, or would we do our own homegrown program? So what did we do? We decided that we had to reduce capital expenditure. We had to use that is why the roads got in that condition. We had to reduce capital expenditure. But as reducing capital expenditure, we had to create a level of economic activity. So what did we do? We'd been left a back pay by the last government and could not pay civil servants their back pay. We said, listen, we're going to pay that back pay. Right. We're going to create activity. And I'm going to come, and I want you to just make a note, because when we come back about this jazz festival and free tickets, we want to have a discussion on that in a while. So we decided that, listen, we're going to put some money in the system, so we paid civil servants their back pay. Now, you must recall, and again, these are things that can be checked. The last government, before COVID, had given the civil servants a less than 1% increase. Less than 1%. That was said clearly by the chairman of the TUF. Fact. Less than 1%. So we said we paid them the back pay came to $18 million. We also decided that the economy had to get some level of activity. We had to stimulate activity. We had to stimulate growth. Yeah. Where was the best place to do it? Well, we had a comparative advantage. We had a comparative advantage as far as tourism is concerned, and we had a comparative advantage as far as our CIP was concerned. And I will tell you something. Any measure, and that's a fact, any independent measure of St. Lucia's CIP has ranked it very high. Eh?
Yes.
That's a fact. Yes. No, this is a fact.
That's right.
Any independent measure, Henry and Partners, has ranked St. Lucia CIP very high. Fact. So we decided that we had a comparative advantage in tourism. We had to stimulate the economy, and we had to create a certain level of economic activity. The world just left COVID. Everybody wanted to travel. So listen, we're going to go in. We're going to expand our tourism industry. We're going to ensure that tourism becomes the lead sector in our economy. But we have agriculture. We have to feed ourselves. There is manufacturing. So we have to do, and there is the CIP. We expanded our tourism industry by going into a very targeted and very new marketing programs. And I must compliment the people at the Tourism Board, at the Tourism Authority. Because you see, Terry and Andrew, tourism is a very strange industry. The people that you want to attract themselves have a tourism industry.
Yes.
And it's something you should listen, if you're listening, if you're listening. The people that we want to attract, they themselves have a tourism industry. I mean, one of the world's greatest tourism areas is Miami, Florida. It's Los Angeles. It's California. It's New Orleans.
Right.
These are tourism places. But these are the people that we attract. You want to attract.
Right, yeah.
So we decided, listen to me, you want to put some money in marketing. And truth be told, I want to congratulate and thank the people in the St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Association, also the hoteliers. Everybody came on board. The government did not do it alone. Everybody came on board. I know for a fact there were attempts to create doubt. It was said that we won't manage the economy, civil servants will not get their salaries. You must have heard all that.
I heard that a lot,
it said that I said that we won't be able to borrow money, all sorts of. And you see, Terry, the reason why I don't read about these things, I don't listen. I don't have a Facebook account that I keep.
Yes.
You might think that I do not have a Facebook account that I keep. My people keep my Facebook account for me, so I don't go. My phone hasn't got Facebook.
Right.
My phone. I mean, that may be like a backward. I saw my colleagues have their feet. I don't have all that. So because you see, what moves me is my desire to improve the lives of people. That's what moves me. I'm not in politics for aggrandizement. The trappings that I seem to have is they are forced upon me because of my job. So I don't have this and I made a point about this job is temporary, and I'm serious about it. So I don't have this desire, this drive, this idea, power by whatever means necessary, lying by whatever means necessary. So there's a lot of things I found in government I could have said, many things that we could have made a big fuss with. Many conversations that had been had and were told to us. Many things. But we remain focused.
Right.
So, then we started with a stimulate construction. And we tell you, what you did for housing? Indirectly, we removed the VAT on building materials. 12.5% decrease immediately on building materials. And as I said, economies are how you feel. Look at the construction in this country. It's not something, look around the country, you'll see the construction. Not something I said. Look around, you'll see it. You'll feel it. The chamber